Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good day to all the students. Welcome to this part 2 BQS 601 measurement of a construction works on the roadworks, car parks, hard standing and pavement. So for this part 2 we'll be continuing from where we stopped during part 1. So during part 1 we stopped at the curves taking off. So I would like to share with you the sample entry of how you can describe curves in your bills of quantities. Okay, so as I mentioned, all curves, it should be in meter. Apologize for the typo here. It should be in meter. And if you have a curve that is that allowing any outlet, okay, opening outlet, just like this one. This is what we call the opening outlet. It should be measured as extra oval. Okay, just informing where the outlet will be located and at how many outlet there will be allowed at centers that being described in your drawing. So if you have a circular on plan curve, you should mention the radius, and it should be clearly stated in your description that is a COP kind of curve, and it should be in meter as well. Right, the curves need to be painted. Normally it's a zebra colors, it's a black and white, or some places they have black and yellow. But normally we are using black and white zebra colors, and some are in meter square, some are in meter, and this one you should be referred to a painting section in your bills of quantity. So normally if your girth of a painting is less than 300, it should be in meter, but if it's more than 300, it should be in meter square. And it's actually depends on what has been described in your drawing actually. So you have to really study your drawing, whether the girth is more than 300 or less than 300, or you have both. So it depends. So study your drawing carefully. And next one is a road marking. A road marking is also under painting. It's under section U. If surfaces, as mentioned previously, over 300 mm girth, it should be in meter square. So if it's not exceeding 300 millimeter girth, it should be in meter, and you need to state the girth in the stages of 150. Also, when you are describing your road marking, you need to refer to your drawing, kind and quality of painting that being used for the road marking, nature of the base, preparatory works if you have any, number of coating for the painting, is it single layer, double layer, okay, and method of application, how you are going to apply the road marking. So this is how they spray the thermoplastic painting. It should be depending on the girth of your excavation. It's the girth of your painting, not excavation. The girth of your painting, if it's less than 300, it should be in meter. So if it's more than 300, it should be in meter square. So this is an example how you describe your description for the road marking. So example, prepare and apply 2 coats of approved thermoplastics reflective road painting, including clearing surface from dirt, grease, oil, latents, and other foreign matters for center line. Center line is the function of the road marking. 1000 mm gap, okay, with 150 to 300 mm girth, and the unit is in meter. It's a center line of a road, something like this. So which means the gap will be 1200. And the center line and the girth for painting this is 150 to 300 mm. Okay, road signages. Okay, road signages normally measure in number, which means it is enumerated. It should state the following, which is the size, the kind, the quality, material attached, method of fixing, painting, and including all necessary works. Road signages, there are a lot. For example, we have stop, no entry, U-turn, no U-turn, turn left, turn right. So all of these need to be described precisely in your description, so that it's easy for the contractor to submit a quotation for the purpose of pricing the item. So it is good also if you have the annotation of diagram in the drawing. For example, the bill diagram, so that the contractor can refer to the actual design of your road marking. For example, here we have stop, road warning, regulatory sign, type RP1, complete with mouthsteel hole section post, the post for the road marking, which means you have the signages, and you have like the post. Cast in the concrete footing, which means you have a signage, and then you have the post. Cast in the concrete footing. Okay, this is stop. Okay, and then including all necessary fixing bracket. Okay, the bracket, welding, painting, okay, and excavation as bill diagram number 35, and it is in number. Okay, so right, another typical item for paving. Paving is normally for a rigid pavement, and these are the typical items for rigid pavement. We have excavation, disposal of water. Excavation will come, always remember, it will come with extra over in rock. Okay, disposal of excavated material. If you have filling, it should be included as well. And sand blinding. So in this case they are using sand blinding for the blinding. And lastly is a paving block, and it is using interlocking meter square. Okay, this is an example of laying the paving block. Okay, normally they will do a work for excavation first. So excavation and compacted the subgrade using machineries, and laying of the blinding as a base, and interlocking tiles or interlocking bricks. Okay, and lastly they are putting the filling in between the interlocking tiles or bricks. Okay, and this is normally how you describe in your bills of quantity. Okay, paving block, interlocking, 600 mm thick, filling joint with all necessary sand, lead in strict accordance to manufacturer's recommendation in meter. And if you have a block edge restraint, it should be in meter. Of course, under this item you will have item for excavation, item for extra over in rock here, blinding, and so on. So this is just an example, but whatever it is, the typical item, it should be referred to the typical item for the paving blocks. So I think that's all for the part 2. of this lecture, and I will meet all the students again in the Google Meet discussion, which is the part 3 of this lecture, and where we are going to look at the drawing in details and generate our taking off list, query list, and start to do the schedule for the taking off and also generating the bills of quantity. So thank you very much to all the students. Assalamualaikum and have a great day, everyone.